My name is Therese Maynard, and I am the I am the Leonard Cohen Chair in Law and Business. I have been on the faculty here at Loyola for a very long time, and this is my home, and I am absolutely delighted to be here with all of you. I'm honored to serve as our Master of Ceremonies, so you'll be seeing me a lot. I have to admit, this is my first time in this role, so forgive me if I stutter a little and forget what page I'm supposed to be on, but I am absolutely delighted to be with all of you today. And as this is considered an official session of the California Superior Court, I am required to declare that the Superior Court of California is now in session. Will you all please rise? Our esteemed judges are entering. Welcome. And if you will please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Welcome to our alumni, their families, honored guests. There are several members of the law school faculty, administration, and our wonderful staff present here today. Our new lawyers have brought honor to themselves, their families, and also to Loyola. Admission to the bar is a great achievement, and let me be the first of what I'm sure will be many people today. Let me offer you my warmest congratulations from the bottom of my heart. I now wish to take the opportunity to introduce the other individuals who are participating in today's ceremony. Beginning at my far right is my wonderful Dean, Dean Michael Waterstone. Then we have the Honorable Steve Kim, Magistrate Judge, United States District Court, Central District of California. Next to him, the Honorable Mark E. Singerton, Class of 2000, Superior Court of California, County of Riverside. And last and most important is Carmen Snuggs Spraggins, Class of 2002, who also serves as President of the Law School's Alumni Association Board of Governors. As I said, we have several members of the administration and our staff here who are helping us host this wonderful event. I want to thank them for their service and thank my colleagues who also joined us to share in this special day. So it is now my pleasure to invite my dean, Dean Michael Waterstone, the 18th Dean of Loyola Law School and Senior Vice President of Loyola Marymount University, to the podium. Thank you, Dean.
Hi, everybody. So I get to be second in saying congrats, and we're going to have a lot of people coming to the podium to say congrats. Let me start with a few thank yous. I want to thank everybody on the platform party with me for giving their time to make this moment really special. I want to thank our staff, which does an amazing job. Just last week we had commencement and then to bounce back, and we have so many activities here. And it's just, I want to note there's going to be a moment where what we have now, which is being together in person with each other, at some point we're going to take that for granted again, but now is not that moment. So I'm really trying to make sure that we take a moment and just feel good about the fact that we are able to be together. Okay, who are the folks that just passed the bar? First two rows, right? Okay. So one of the greatest things about being up here is I get to look behind you and see your families and loved ones and see the pride and excitement and joy on their faces. So take a minute, turn around, look at your loved one, and just see what I see, which is how happy, how proud, and know that they have been with you every step of this journey, and just how wonderful it is to see them here, so thank you. Okay, I'm not going to talk for very long, but I did want to say a couple things. So let me start with a story. Here's the story. Over 20 years ago, two friends sat down to take the California bar. One of them had graduated from an elite law school, was someone whose prospects in the legal profession were extraordinary. He had already accepted a position with a very prestigious law firm. He was known in the LA legal community already as being a gifted lawyer and phenomenal brief writer, and was just someone who was definitely going places in the legal profession. So that was Judge Kim. I was the other guy who was just like waiting for the bar to be over, who had borrowed a friend's bar books to study, and was just hoping that it went quickly and turned out okay. But as I did think about that, it left me with a couple thoughts as I reflected on my and Steve's professional and personal journeys and careers since then. Sorry, I should say Judge Kim. So I'm going to leave you with three thoughts. One is invest in relationships. They've really been the most rewarding part of my career, having friends that go back 20 years that you've shared being a baby lawyer with. And I look at you and the connections that you've built and will continue to build. And it's a little countercultural these days where so much happens quickly and on social media. But really make sure you are intentional in your professional career about building those relationships and taking the time to get to know people and what are their hopes and dreams and backgrounds and who are their families. And I think you all have had a phenomenally disrupted law school experience, right? Nothing about your law school journey was, quote, normal, unquote. But one of the things that we all learned was that Loyola Law School is a lot more than these buildings. It is our community. So I would urge you, as you're at this really exciting stage of your professional career, make time to be intentional and really focus on those relationships. The second thing is I've reflected on Judge Kim's career and mine. We've both shifted and changed and done different jobs and things throughout the course of our careers. So climb new mountains. Don't get complacent. The beauty of our profession is there are so many things you can do now that you've graduated this law school and passed the bar. And do one thing for a while, get good at it, and then try something else. And then go back to something you did the first time. And keep growing, keep exploring, and keep trying to find new challenges. It's one of the real gifts and delights of our profession. And the third thing, and this is going to sound a little cliche, but I mean it, be kind, be nice. The world needs more of it. People may not be nice to you, they may not be kind. That's okay. Take a deep breath. Know that putting that out into the universe will pay dividends. It doesn't cost anything to be nice. And at the end of the day, it will make you a better professional and a happier person. So today is really joyous. On behalf of our entire Loyola community, I really wanted to say congratulations. We are so proud of you. As you'll hear, this is just the next step of your journey as a lifetime member of our alumni community. So congrats to friends, family, loved ones. You did it. They did it. So congratulations, everybody. Thank you.
So, me again, and I am here on behalf of my wonderful faculty colleagues to offer just a few remarks on, again, to welcome all of you. So, wow, you did it, right? You passed the California bar exam. In a few moments, you'll be sworn in as Loyola's newest members of the California bar. And again, congratulations. I want you to know I will never forget you. I am watching all of you as you made your journey through law school to reach this important milestone. Your accomplishments on the way to today's ceremony have made a lasting impression on me, one that I truly will never forget. You folks, Loyola's newest admittees to the California bar, are unlike any graduating class that I've had the good fortune to teach as students during my many, many years of teaching at Loyola Law School. Why? Because most, if not all of you folks, have faced challenges on a scale that I have never seen before. I know many, if not most of you, started your legal studies on that traditional path, right? Classes, meeting in person, on campus, here at the law school, in our lovely brick and mortar classrooms, with everybody coming to campus to learn in person. You had the chance to get to know your colleagues, your classmates, your faculty, in person, and no mask. Then, along comes March of 2020, our Loyola community found themselves facing a momentous challenge, the global outbreak of COVID-19, and Loyola Law School was forced to shift from our brick and mortar classroom to the virtual classroom where we meet on screen via Zoom. Your flexibility, your tremendous grace, as you met the challenges of dealing with everything with your personal and your law school life, all those changes brought on by the outbreak of COVID-19 was really, truly inspiring to me and reminded me in a most powerful way of why I decided to become a lawyer. I became a lawyer because I wanted to help people. I wanted to solve their problems. I wanted to make the world a better place. And since March of 2020, as I watched all of the members, as the dean referred to, of our law school community, our staff, our administration, our faculty, but most especially our students, deal with the challenges brought on by the global pandemic, and then face these challenges with such determination. All of my students showing such resilience, and yes, a true sense of courage. I was left firmly convinced that all of you are going to be great lawyers. So today I would like to share with you, newly minted lawyers, my perspective on what it takes to be a truly great lawyer. I know a few of you, so many of you may know me already. Many more of you attending today never met me and probably didn't even know my name until just a few minutes ago. So just by way of a little background to give some perspective, I've been teaching at Loyola Law School for over 35 years. I'm also proud to call myself a licensed member of the California Bar. Of course, I passed the bar exam so many years ago, we don't even want to think about that. I'm also a business lawyer. Over the years, I've had the good fortune to get to know many truly fine corporate lawyers. I've also given a great deal of thought as to what qualities are reflected in great lawyers, regardless of whether they practice corporate law, family law, environmental law, personal injury law, so on and so on. So I think it takes many qualities, but there are three that I think all of the truly great lawyers I know share. First, they've learned to accept uncertainty in their daily practice of law. That is to say, they have learned to give guidance and advice in a world that is essentially fluid, constantly changing, as we see today in our global pandemic economy, grappling with the continuing effects of COVID-19. And the truly great lawyer has learned to be comfortable with this climate of constant change, and yet serve as a responsible, knowledgeable legal advisor to their clients. Second, all truly great lawyers I know are compassionate, and they appreciate the ongoing importance of constantly nurturing their sense of compassion as they continue to grow in their daily practice of law. And for me, my idea of compassion is a broad concept. Of course, at its most basic level, it clearly refers to compassion for your client's needs and interests. But it's broader. It also embraces compassion for opposing counsel and their role as legal advisors to their clients. Most important, though, for me, all truly great lawyers maintain a strong sense of compassion for themselves. By that, I mean great lawyers recognize that they have to take good care of themselves personally in order for them to be effective problem solvers for their clients, and also, equally important, for them to be truly happy practicing law. So by constantly nurturing their sense of compassion, these truly great lawyers develop the stress coping mechanisms that are so vitally important to maintaining a healthy sense of perspective in your daily practice of law. So to put it bluntly, folks, stress is just a fact of life for modern lawyers who have to shoulder difficult, complex problems for their clients on a daily basis. And so for me, over the years, I've found being able to see humor as you go about the stressful practice of law, particularly in today's pandemic-filled world, for me, this has been an important stress coping mechanism. But I recognize everyone is different, So I urge all of you to find the best way for you personally to cope with the stress that frankly is going to be an inevitable part of your daily practice of law. And more important, I would strongly urge you not to give in to that ever-present temptation to neglect your sense of compassion for yourself. Indeed, as you were learning to be a lawyer in the midst of our pandemic, I've watched many of you already come to the realization of just how difficult it is to live a life that is in balance, both professionally and personally. And consequently, I know many of you have already recognized the importance of developing the skills that are necessary for you to live a life that's in balance, a life that is in harmony, while turmoil swirls around you constantly in your daily practice of law. And third, and perhaps I think most important, all truly great lawyers that I know have good judgment, and it just keeps getting better and better over time and with experience. Indeed, for me, judgment is the lawyer's most precious asset to be guarded carefully. However, the exercise of good judgment requires more than legal expertise, more than substantive knowledge of the law. Good judgment also requires compassion and, as I said, life experience for you to be able to solve your client's problems in a way that not only satisfies the express terms of the law's requirements, but also, and equally important, in a way that fulfills the spirit of the law, thereby allowing the great lawyer to serve as society's problem solver. I could keep going on and on, offering more guidance on what I think it might take for each of you to reach your potential to be a truly great lawyer, regardless of the area of law you practice in. But I realize my time is limited, and so I would like to close with a quote that has long captured for me the very essence of the truly great lawyer as a noble professional. Indeed, this quote reflects why I firmly believe that the choice to become a lawyer is the choice to become part of a noble profession. And as we all made our way through our own personal challenges brought on by the global pandemic, over the last couple years, I found myself returning frequently to reread this passage because it reminds me of why I am so proud to be a lawyer and to be a member of this noble profession. So as I welcome all of you to the practice of law, I want you to know that I believe each of you have the character and the intellectual capacity to become truly great lawyers of the type that Jim Gordon, a colleague of mine who actually teaches business law at a different law school, he described the truly great lawyer as follows, and I quote, "Good lawyers must have the skills required for professional competence, but this is not enough. They must know how to carry the burdens of other people on their shoulders. They must know of pain and how to help heal it. Lawyers can be healers, like physicians, ministers, other healers. Lawyers are persons to whom people open up, share their innermost secrets when they have suffered or are threatened with serious injury. People go to lawyers to be healed, to be made whole, and to regain control over their lives. These are large and important tasks, and they require all that we have to offer. They require good minds and good hearts, not only mental acuity and professional skill, but also compassion, righteousness, mercy, and the strength to suffer and carry pain. That is what it takes to be a truly great lawyer, and the world desperately needs truly great lawyers. To which I can only add, amen, and yes, our modern world desperately needs all of you. So let me close by offering once again my heartfelt congratulations on becoming Loyola's newest members of a noble, noble profession. Congratulations. And, oh, shucks. Thanks. All right, it is now my great pleasure to invite to the podium the Honorable Steve Kim, who will provide today's judicial address. Welcome, Judge.
Thank you, Professor, and thank you, Dean Waterstone, for having me back. I did this once before in person. It was before the pandemic, and I'm glad to come back and do it in person again. It really is an amazing thing to come together in this communal setting, and it also marks an important turning point for us that we can come back together in person. So I do want you to, if we could, just one more round of applause for everyone who has, to setting up the chairs, to setting up the video. I mean, this could have been a Zoom hearing. It could have just been a link out, but the dean and everyone came together to celebrate this moment with you. So if we could just give one more round of applause to everyone for putting this together. In fact, I thought that this thing was put together so well because Maya, who was putting this together, sent an email, and at the bottom of it, it said the script for the swearing in. I thought they wrote my speech for me. And I didn't open the attachment till last night. And then I realized it says, Judicial Address, Steve Kim, 5 minutes, and they had not written the speech for me at all. But then the second thing I noticed in the script was that for some reason, if you're going to be staying for the federal oath, our federal oath uses the most archaic, horrible language. It starts, there's a part, and I'm going to give you the preview now, it says you're going to have to say that you will demean yourself. One of the things I have to ask you to say, demean yourself. Now, for your family out there, they're going to be like, it's in the oath. That's why lawyers are so rotten, because it's in the oath. It actually, you have to demean yourself and be beneath your dignity because it's in the oath. But of course, we know it's an archaic term and it just means demeanor. But it's going to ask you to demean yourself as an attorney, proctor, advocate, solicitor, and counselor of the court. I know you thought your days of memorizing were over, but I have to say that all together, and you're going to have to say it right back to me, right? So you're going to demean yourself as an attorney, proctor, advocate, solicitor, and counselor of this court. Dean Waterstone stole a little bit of my thunder talking about our past, but that's what I think what happens when we get older is we just want to talk about our past. But I will tell you that I do distinctly remember being in your shoes. And is it the first 2 rows that are here? And so I'm always amazed, number one, that there's way more family and friends than there are those being sworn in. You know why that is, right? They want to be your first clients. They want free, as soon as you leave this, they're going to be, you've got the license, I want my free legal advice, here's a contract I need you to review. I need to take this person out of my will. And all the things that you thought, why am I learning property? Why am I learning wills and trusts? It's because your first clients are waiting for all the advice on wills and trusts and property that you thought you'd never have to need again. Sitting in your shoes, I do remember what it was like, and I made 3 big mistakes. And so I wanted to sort of share those with you today, and hopefully you can avoid my mistakes. The first is, soak it in. If you're anything like me, I didn't feel like I had grabbed a brass ring. I felt like I had just dodged a bullet. I felt tremendous relief to have passed the bar, but I did not take the time to think about it as an achievement that I actually made. And make no mistake, the challenges with the pandemic, just how difficult the California bar is generally, it is a tremendous achievement and you should be proud of it. So don't just look at it as, whew, but really do try to look at it as you did do something amazing. Like 1 out of 3 are the only ones that passed, this bar. So that is an incredible thing to be proud of. The second thing I will tell you is say you're sorry. I was a miserable SOB when I was studying for the bar, and I have a sneaky suspicion that some of you were hard to be around as well. My wife, when she took the bar, is one of the sweetest, nicest person, but when she was studying for the bar, she was Attila the Hun. And it was just sort of out of character because it's a terribly hard thing that you have to do. But do what I didn't do, which is say sorry to your family, your friends who put up with you, who supported you. Maybe they paid for your bar exam fees, maybe they paid for your barbary, but say you're sorry to them for all the sort of bad things that might have they experienced. And then the last thing I will tell you is the thing that Dean Waterstone alluded to, and it's this idea of seeking connection. And I didn't do that at all. I missed my own law school graduation because I was rushing out to LA to work, and then I missed the communal swearing in for the bar because I was clerking, I think, and I just had my judge swear me in a very short ceremony, and there was none of this communal aspect and the opportunity to sort of understand it. So for many years of my legal career, I didn't really understand how to seek connection. And I'll tell you that that's important in a couple ways. Number one, like Dean Waterstone alluded to, a Korean immigrant from Oklahoma meeting a Jewish surfer from Los Angeles who would later become the dean of the Loyola Law School, to have the judge come here and talk to you would be me, is something that I could never have imagined. And so you're going to find that the connections that you're going to try to are not the ones you're going to force, but they're the ones that are just going to happen naturally. And so take advantage of opportunities, starting like today, with the reception that you'll have today, to do some outreach with the professors here, the staff, your family, and each other, because they will become unbelievable. You'll be surprised at who sitting here today will become a source of advice and inspiration and support for you. You would be absolutely surprised. And you need that more than ever. Looking forward for you all, I wish I could just sort of say, do this and it will all work out for you, but if the last couple of years has taught us anything, I think our expectations have to be adjusted, and I don't know what the future holds for you all. But the thing I can tell you is that the personal and professional relationship I had with Dean Waterstone, just as an example, was a ballast in my career, in my personal life, and without that, I couldn't have weathered the things that have happened in the past 2 years. So seek connection. It is really vital. At a practical level, I want to say something controversial when I say seek connection. It's going to be provocative, but it will actually help you because it's something that I see from my perspective as a judge as well. Which is when I say seek connection, I actually mean human, in-person connection. You would be so surprised at the number of things that I see where the beginning of the lawsuit, a company just saw a comment in a Google page and they decided they had to sue because that comment on the Google page meant something horrible for the company. Or a text that was sent between two business partners because the wrong emoji was used, created such distrust that it ended up in a lawsuit. Or simple disputes you might have if you become a litigator, you send an email and they say, well, they didn't respond, and then you send a motion to me and saying, this attorney is ignoring me. What's really interesting is that in almost every one of these cases, the thing that people hated doing the most was just meeting in person and having a conversation. And so when you're seeking connection, it's going to seem counterintuitive, but the first thing you should do as lawyers is not send a text, not send an email, but actually try to meet opposing counsel, your client, in person. If you can't do that, do the Zoom. And if you can't do that, do the telephone. And then only then should you email or text. Maybe you all know that, but I've noticed that it's flipped and everyone thinks they want to text first, and I'll tell you that's not the best way to do it. So the most revolutionary thing you can do today is actually start meeting in person and putting down the phone a little bit, and I guarantee you that will help you the most. And like I said, today is an example of that because this could have been a Zoom hearing. So I know I'm one of the last barriers before we get to the swearing in part, but I hope that my mistakes are ones that you won't repeat. And I do want to congratulate you as the third, fourth person here to congratulate you on a monumental achievement. You really should be proud, and the family should be very, very proud of you as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Judge Kim. I would now like to invite the Honorable Mark Singerton to the podium to administer the state oath. Judge?
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Maynard. Thank you, Dean Waterstone, and thank you to all the staff and everybody who's here today for having me. All right, let's get to business here. Will all of those who are eligible to be sworn into the California State Bar please now stand? Unfortunately, I have a script for this. It's great.
Me too, Judge.
Yes. All right. All please raise your right hand and repeat after me.
Do I have to move?
Oh, you're right. You do. I'm sorry.
I think that.
Yes.
I hereby move that the new admittees present today be accepted as practicing attorneys by the state of California.
All right, thank you. All please everybody's raising their right hand. Great. Repeat after me. I solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of California. And that I will faithfully discharge. The duties of an attorney and counselor at law. To the best of my knowledge and ability. As an officer of the court, I will strive to conduct myself at all times with dignity, courtesy, and integrity. All right, congratulations. And I'll just say before I dismount here that I want to echo all the comments by Judge Kim, Professor Maynard, and obviously Dean Waterstone, that you really want to take advantage of the opportunities that you have to network. I can't say that enough. 20 years from now, one of you might be up here, like me, doing the oath ceremony. And I also want to stress what Dean Waterstone said, that I can't emphasize enough the importance of just being kind to people. You know, recognize that that's a big part of being a professional. And your reputation in the legal community is everything. And you'd be surprised how word travels, especially among judges. So it's certainly important to conduct yourself with the most integrity you can, exercise good judgment, as Professor Maynard said, and character. And I think all of you are well on your way. And so I want to congratulate you all. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge Singleton. I now adjourn this special session of the Superior Court of California, but ask our new admittees to remain standing as I invite Judge Kim back to the podium to administer the oath for the federal bar.
It's now my pleasure to administer the oath of admission on behalf of the judges of the United States District Court for the Central District of California. Remember, attorney, proctor, advocate, solicitor, and counselor of law. All right, so please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the government of the United States. That I will maintain the respect due to the courts of justice and judicial officers. And that I will demean myself as an attorney, proctor, advocate, solicitor, and counselor of this court uprightly. Oh, you all failed. No. You all did fine. So help me God. Congratulations, you're now members of the District Court of the Central District of California.
Thank you again, Judge Kim, and you were right about that one passage there. So please be seated. You all did great. And I would now like to invite Judge Carmen Snug-Spraggins. She serves as president of the law school's Alumni Board of Governors. I want to invite her to the podium and extend remarks on behalf of our Alumni Association.
Good afternoon. I am going to try to adhere to the 3 rules of public speaking. That is, be bright, be brief, and then be gone. So it's hard to believe that nearly 20 years ago, I was where you are, preparing to embark on a new chapter in my life with all the knowledge and benefits that come with a Loyola Law School degree. I know what you have accomplished and I'm so very excited for you. That is why it is such a pleasure for me, on behalf of the Alumni Board of Governors, to welcome you to our alumni ranks. You are now part of an alumni network of over 19,000 individuals worldwide. We as alumni are here to support each other, and it is our mission to assist graduates of a law school in the furtherance of their legal careers, and to promote a spirit of community among the law school alumni. As we transition from virtual to in-person events, stay engaged. The Board of Governors offers myriad events to help you stay connected to each other, such as our grand reunion, which will be November 17th this year, so keep that in mind. God willing and the creek don't rise, as they say. And our Attorneys for Others events, where we provide community service in our community, and professional development opportunities to help you stay connected to your area of practice or interest, such as Connecting Points events. The Board of Governors also offers opportunities for you to become a mentor to first-year students. So take advantage of it and share your knowledge and your journey. I mentioned our large alumni network earlier. Use it. Don't be afraid to reach out. We are definitely a resource for you. So as I think the fifth person to congratulate you, I'm so excited for you all. And I look forward to seeing you soon and assisting you as you embark on your new journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you again, Judge Snuggs-Spraggins. So on behalf of the law school community, I would like to thank Dean Waterstone, Judge Singerton, Judge Kim, and Judge Snuggs-Spraggins for being part of today's in-person ceremony. Once again, one more time, congratulations. And let me remind you, as you all head out there to make the world a better place, please remember to stay in touch, okay? We want to hear from you. Since we are in person, I want to eyeball to eyeball thank all of you for attending today's swearing-in ceremony. And because we're in person, it's my great pleasure to invite you to stay for the reception. It's right outside. Enjoy some of the refreshments out there on our Burns Plaza. And I would invite you to use the exit behind you to access the Burns Plaza. Thanks again for coming, everybody. It was so good to see you in person. Have a good day.